Good evening. I don't know why I always lose track of time every time I get ready to say that, but good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. It's your boy, James, aka Dad the Rapper, aka Mr. Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday again. It's time to talk. We doing good versus bad days. Good or bad days. Let me know. Are you having a good day or are you having a bad day? And somewhere in between, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if we can actually get into some real, conversations today. See what's really going on in folks' lives, see what's happening with them, see if anybody cares to share. You know what I mean? I know everybody going about their everyday life, doing their own thing. So, maybe you may not have time to come up in here and chop it up with your boy. But if you do, just know that I'm talking to you. We're going to have a talk about what's going on and what's happening in life. If you're having a good day, a bad day, what's been going on with you this week, what's been happening with you this year. And we'll see. We'll have some good talks. Chilling here with my baby boy, of course. He over there in the side, in the training, what do you call it? Firing range here. Some Apex. But it's just what he do. That's his thing. If he can go in there and beat up some dummies for a little bit, then he's happy. Which actually his Apex skills are pretty good. Yeah, Apex skills are pretty good, right? Yes, okay. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're gonna see if we can get some folks up in here to chop it up with us today. I guess we'll wind up starting off with me and how I'm doing in a second, fellas and ladies and strangers who aren't here. Adriana, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. We're talking about good days versus bad days, good or bad days. Let me know. Are you having a good day today, bad day today? Tell me how your day's going. So you having a good day or bad day? Bad day? What? You just saying the last thing you heard. So while you figuring that out there in the chat, because I know you're gonna tell me how your day going. You're just dying to get it off the chest. To my one viewer who hasn't said anything yet on what's that, YouTube? Let me know what's going on with you. Andrea, Lisa, oh, that's Oaks. I thought it was old jokes. What's going on? Welcome. Who farted? I don't know, man. No comment. Let me know how you guys doing. Good day or bad day down in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on, what's happening in each other's lives today. You know what I mean? As far as my day concerned, I say best way to do it, whether you're saying good or bad, because people be saying good or bad and they don't really mean anything by it. But let's rate our days on a scale of 1 to 10. You rate your day on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me know how good it was, how bad it was. I'll go first because hey, it's my life. Unless somebody beat me to it. In airsoft, you know what I mean? By all means, you can let me know down in the comments. Scale of 1 to 10. How's your day going? If I had to give my day a number, I would probably say my day. I say like a 6 or 7. Like a 6 or 7. There's aspects of my day today that I'm proud of, and areas I feel like I could have improved on. I only rate after dinner, then go eat. Go eat now so that you can let me know what your rating is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only solution here to the problem that we have. Ernie and Josie, thank you for coming through. Shaima, appreciate you coming through. Let me know. Scale of 1 to 10. Who is that right there? Keelan Thompson, thank you for coming through. Let me know. Scale of 1 to 10. How you doing today? So I was saying my day's kind of like a 6, 7. Some aspects of my day I'm proud of. Some up it up. Not so much. Like I didn't exercise today yet. You know what I mean? And that's one of those things I want to do every single day. But that don't always happen. You know what I mean? As unfortunate as that is. And thank God for the good metabolism that I got, you know what I mean? But I need some more exercise. You know, I had like a little push-up challenge that I was doing with some of my fellas. Said if this dinner is good, I'm gonna say 7. If it's bad, I'm gonna say 5. Hey, all depends on who's cooking, right? You know, let me know though. Are you cooking or somebody cooking for you? And then who else do I ever missed over here? Vanessa, unknown user, Shaim. Oh, yeah, I think I shouted you out, Shaima. But yeah, let me know. Scale of 1 to 10. How you doing today? Let me know what's going on with you. Said I'm gonna go to a restaurant. Hey man, hopefully it's something good. Now don't be lazy, you know, hit the kitchen. You know, I just right before I started the live, I went threw in some leftovers from yesterday. So, you know, I mean, if you cooked, you know, you got some leftovers, then bang, you know, or you can cook a bunch today and then you ain't got that problem. But so let's see. So exercise. I ain't exercise today. I want to do some push-ups. What's up, baby? You cool? I want to do some push-ups. Let's do some squats. I did a little. Actually, I guess maybe that count a little bit. I got a little rebounder. It's like a mini trampoline that's over there. That I do a little jumping on. Honestly, my son, he be doing way more jumping on it than I do, to be fair. But I did do a little bit of reading. I read my Bible this morning, or read to me, however you want to look at that. I read a little bit of this book I got called Fathers and Sons. Actually, I got it right here. It's an old book. I think it was like 1960 something. I don't know. But it's called Fathers and Sons. And it's got like a little subtext, life stages in one of the most challenging of all family relationships. So far, I was interested. I think on page 23. So that's. I heard this book through another book called Raising a Modern Day Knight, which is about raising your sons up properly in the way that they should go, trying to give you like some good insight and understanding as to what a man actually is. I got that book somewhere around here too. Hold on, let me grab my backpack. One second, guys. Say what's up, guys. Say what's up, guys. There you go. So my son kept y'all company while I went to go get this book. Bang, here it is. Raising a Modern Day Knight. Which is a father's role in guiding his son to authentic manhood. I actually had a meeting over the weekend. First meeting with this men's group that I got. It's called The Mandate. And we got together. We ranged from ages 14 to age, I think the oldest was 45. And it was, you know, basically just talking about life, how to, not necessarily just how to, but we were talking about life experiences, things that we went through, things that we've gone through, and just was trying to keep it real. I mean, at least that's what I got from it. Is just, I think the biggest problem growing up is that there ain't enough men around you that like kind of give it to you straight and no chaser and let you know about life and what it's like growing up, things you struggle with, things you go through, things that were hard for you, who wasn't there for you when you needed them. And I think there's wisdom in counsel, like the Bible says, and it's hard to traverse through this thing called life without somebody giving you some insight and some understanding to it. So That was good. I'm supposed to start this little 6-week course here in 2 weeks, and keep y'all posted on that, because hopefully this is gonna create some real camaraderie amongst these men, and we can spark this movement for the future. But by all means, let me know how y'all doing down in the comments. Don't forget. And Airsoft, I appreciate you for saying rock on, and I know you had to get up out of here, but I appreciate you for coming through. If y'all see me talking about something that ain't happening on TikTok, just because I got YouTube streaming right next to this phone. So but yeah, let me know in the comments, scale of 1 to 10, how you doing today. I was saying I was doing a 7. I can sneeze. Thank you, son. But yeah, said about a 6 or 7. So I did do it. I jumped on the trampoline. I don't count that as exercise unless I do some push-ups or some squats, something that's like muscle building. I guess I don't really count it. I did do a little bit of reading. I did make sure I was in my Bible. Kept my word on not over trading today. Do some, what do you call that, day trading. I didn't know what trade today, so that was cool. I'm proud of myself for that. So that's why I give myself a 6, 7. I could have done a lot better, could have done a lot more, should have done a lot more, but it is what it is. I guess we had one little mishap today. My baby boy over here had some poopies, and I guess it was more than the diaper can handle, and we had to do some extra cleaning up because he was sitting down when I told him to stand up, and he actually got some poopies on the trampoline. Little schmucky. But yeah, so I mean, that was a little upsetting, but it passed. It is what it is. All the dookie got cleaned up, and we're back. Just gotta wash some clothes, make sure that get the dookie out. You know what I mean? But let me see. Let me view the channel. Let me see. Green-eyed city girl. I'm assuming that's city. Is that the CTRY girl? Green-eyed girl. There we go. Appreciate you for coming through. So yeah, make sure y'all put down there in the chat, scale of 1 to 10, how y'all doing today. So good day or bad day? Let's talk about good days. Let's talk about bad days. I think, I don't know, it's probably not necessarily custom for most people, but at least for me, I think I tend to have more good days than bad days. Though I do have some bad days, and sometimes mentally, you just be, what's the word? You be having like mental stack, like mental anguish, where I don't know, maybe you kind of got some expectations for how the day should go or should have gone, and it ain't really going that way. And I don't know, it just don't seem like there's something you can do to make that day fix. And the reason that is beyond me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I wish I could say that they were all good days, but most of them are. And generally, that's some good in every single day because 1, I'm alive. 2, my family's in good health. Still got my wife. I got my son. Still happy that I got a bunch of music that I'm sitting on that I believe authentically and genuinely glorifies God without trying to necessarily uplift myself. Just waiting on some financial blessings to come through so I can continue to put out more music in the fashion that I want to put it out in. Cars is still good and working, still able to pay all the bills, Me and my wife, we good. We at peace. Ain't nobody at each other's throats, so it's good, If I could say one thing, or if I could ask or request one thing, if y'all want to, pray for your boy about anything, I guess just pray that my son keeps growing in his ability to speak and understand. I mean, he's cool. He can read, which is very impressive. But he doesn't communicate very well just yet. And so if you would be so kind enough as to, just pray that God continues to grow and mature his mind so he can, communicate better. Because, there's times when I'm disciplining him and I really want to teach him a lesson. And I know that he don't understand it. And he'll just say, okay, and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's disheartening a little bit just because, I want to lead my son down the straight and narrow path, to be a good, upstanding citizen and a soldier of God. So if you be so kind, send that prayer up for me. But let's talk about life for a little bit. I know that I was mentioning to you guys a little bit about these books earlier about father and son and raising a modern day knight. You want to see? Yeah. What does that say? Knight, raising a modern day knight. That's right. So the reason I kind of got so interested in these books is because I kind of always had like a heart of wanting to sow into other people around me. Maybe it kind of comes from a desire to be sold into myself. But whether that actually does come or doesn't come, happens or don't happen, the important thing to me is to make sure that I kind of become a resource of wisdom and information to be able to share with others so that they can, have good, strong, productive lives, be it in relating to the opposite sex, be it as raising children, or what have you. And so these kind of really grip my heart because I feel like there's a lot of men who don't have any proper guidance or wisdom tools that they can use to really grow and mature their minds. Of course, the Bible is probably the greatest resources you can get to get some wisdom and understanding. But I feel like God also leaves room for us to go out to seek that for ourselves, because the Bible talks about, seeking wisdom and understanding if it costs you all the days of your life, right? And I don't know, we all only got so many days, we all only got so much time. And if I can be somebody that help someone get to a bit of understanding or wisdom any sooner than they ordinarily would have, then I want to be that resource. And I don't know, I feel like I've been fortunate enough now to have, enough men around me of different ages at different stages and points in their lives where I'm able to, I guess, like each person's supposed to have like these 3 levels of people around them, right? Like you have somebody that pours into you, like maybe that's basically somebody that has more insight, wisdom, and understanding than you. Then you want to have people who are like at the same level, same pace as you are, what you're doing and going through in life. And then you want to have somebody that's not where you are yet. And that's somebody that could really use your insight, wisdom, and understanding. And I don't know. I've like I said, feel like at this point I kind of got those three types of people in my life. And it isn't until like I don't even remember how I came across this book. It had to be like listening to maybe Moody Radio or something like that. But I remember the first thing I got when I was looking for this book was I got the audio book. Okay. And I remember listening to it. I remember listening to the audio book the first time, and there was a part in there where they were talking about I don't know, I guess this guy was, I don't know, I forgot who he was. I ain't even really planning on talking about this book, so kind of catching me off guard with bringing up the story. But I guess the premise of it is that there was a guy and his son had become a man at this point in life, and I guess he was going off to college, and what the dad brought his son to the train station, and as they were about to part ways, you know, he embraced his son, he gave him a hug, and as you know, they stood there, you know, hugging each other and cheek to cheek, that they were you know, the emotion started to overwhelm him, and he thought back to when his son was first born, and how he remembers that day and how he felt, and knowing that all this time had gone past, and knowing that now his son had grown up to be a man, and he's just wondering, like, man, what did the time go? Like, remembering when he changed his first diaper, when he heard his son's first cry. And it kind of really struck a chord with me, because this was not long after I had my son. And I was just like, man, like, I remember it. Hearing this cry for the first time when me and my wife had heard his voice for the first time after waiting those 9 months, and then was sitting there in the operating room because she got a C-section, and it was like we were there for so long. The labor was induced; it just took forever, and like nobody was getting any real good sleep or anything, and they had to do an emergency C-section. And I remember they had my wife stretched out on this table, and like, man, I was just nervous and perplexed because I had actually kind of fallen asleep a little bit, because they sent me out into the hallway because she was getting what do you call it, an epidural? Is that what it's called when you get the tap in the spine or whatnot? And it took longer than it was supposed to take, so I had fallen asleep out in the hallway at the table. And then when I finally came back, they told me that, well, when they finally came back and woke me up, and they told me they would have to rush her into emergency C-section. And I was just like, okay. Like, I thought I was just giving her the epidural. And when we got to the room, you know, they had me put on like this, some type of gown-esque type of clothing, I guess, because it was a sterile environment. And then we got in there, and I see my wife on the table stretched out, arms wide, taped down, and this sheet was in front of her, and it was like, yeah, don't look past that sheet. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, because I don't want to see my wife cut open like that. And I remember we was there, and I was like, I guess this is it. Like, we're about to finally be parents. And we were just sitting there, and I was asking her, is she okay? Okay. And it's kind of like an awkward moment. She's like, she could feel the tugging. And then all of a sudden, we heard like this little screech, these loud crying. And it was baby boy. And they was like, oh, he has some lungs on him. And he still screamed to this day. But I remember there was like a moment of relief and release for the both of us. And I remember we both were crying there because at this point, labor had been like already like, I don't know, like a day and a half. And nobody slept more than a couple hours at a time. And so when he was saying that he was looking back on that moment till right now, it was kind of like, dang, like, man, one day my son is going to grow up, and one day he's going to be a man. And the thing that stuck with me from the story in the book was that the advice that that father had for his son when he sent him off on that train to go, I guess, to college or whatever, the one advice that he gave him was be a man. And that's when the book kind of dove into saying, like, but what is a man? And how does a boy know when he becomes one? And I was just like, bro, like, I don't want to be that dad that doesn't know or understand what it means to be a man or what it takes to become a man, at what point a person becomes a man, because I remember not being sure myself. I remember being confused about where to go. I mean, kind of like when you become a man, at whatever point in which that is, because, you know, legally you're an adult at 18, but like what constitutes you being a man is just something that just kind of is up in the air where nobody really knows the definition of that, you know? And what I liked about the book, what I liked, as far as the insight that it gave me, was that it actually gave me something concrete as far as the description to be able to reference when I want to tell somebody, you know, what a man is or what it takes to be a man. And they gave a few tenets. I wasn't exactly planning on going this route, touching on this, talking about this or whatnot, but I think I got them pretty much memorized. So I'll share them with you so that you can maybe share it with somebody else. Shoot. Wait a minute. My bad, y'all. I just had to check real quick to see if the mic was on, and it wasn't. So I apologize. I apologize, y'all over there on TikTok. Hey, appreciate y'all coming to stand with me, even though the mic wasn't acting right. I think the battery may be low, so if it go out again, you know, just let me know down in the chat. All right.
Okay.
Not you, my baby. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sure y'all missed a bit, but you know, it's basically just talking about that I wasn't planning on going down the route of like really conversating about the book, Raising a Modern Day Knight. And but there was some tenets in there that I feel like would be helpful for mic went out again. Dang, I don't understand how it's not charged when I charged it. 1 second. Let me see if this one come on and stay on. All right, this should be good. We should be back in business. If somehow that didn't work or don't work, then guess it is what it is. Oh, excuse me. My bad, y'all. So yeah, I was basically saying that there was some tenets in this book that I feel like will give good insight to anybody that's listening. They could pass along to a man to help him understand what is a man and what makes him a man. And it was saying that a man is a man when he, one, rejects passivity, two, accepts responsibility, three, leads courageously, and four, he does these three things in expectation of a greater reward. So the reject passivity part, they were saying that being passive is something that men generally or typically do socially. Hold on, conspiracy corner. I appreciate you coming through, bro. Literally, that's the name. Another person that came through. Thank you for coming through. Hope you spend a little time, and if you don't, I appreciate the time you was here. So, rejecting passivity. The art star. Rejecting passivity. So, typically, men have spent a lot of time rejecting their social responsibilities when it comes to what they're supposed to be doing and how it's supposed to be leading as far as society goes and or is concerned, right? And so it's basically trying to let us know that we shouldn't do that. We should be more, not just conscious, but we should be more deliberate and making sure that we, you know, do the things and handle the things that we're supposed to be doing socially. And that meeting that I had over the weekend, I was talking about life and society and how the way that, or the reason that society is the way that it is at large right now, primarily is because men aren't taking the helm. They're not taking the lead and making sure that things are done the way that they're supposed to be done. If I could make an argument, as much as I don't like the way it sounds, I would say that men aren't even leading society, because the reality is that, like, excuse me, if you look at society the way it is right now, and I kind of denoted it to this one specific thing, but it's not left up to that only, right? But when it comes to like this issue or this matter of abortion, it seems as though women have the right to kill a man's child without his consent and without his say so, and there's nothing that he can do about it. And how is the man the head of any home or the head of any household if his wife or girlfriend or whatever, what have you, can just go and usurp him and kill his child without his consent? The thing is that these are allotments and laws and stuff that are on the books that have been brought into effect because men have been passive about their social responsibility. That men are supposed to protect women and children, but what's up, baby? But they're not doing that. And so what's happening? Women are feeling like, it's a rare, I would say this is like not even 100% the case, but women are feeling like, I don't know, I guess there may be some abandonment to some degree. And so they want to go off and they want to kill the baby. You know, they don't want to take care of the baby by themselves or what have you. And I'm like, hey, you know, I understand that, but like, there's supposed to be checks and balances. A man isn't supposed to be just sleeping with a woman and dipping off. One. Two, the woman isn't supposed to be able to go and kill the man's child without the man having any consent or any say so in it whatsoever. And then three, the man shouldn't be letting any child be killed whatsoever because He's supposed to be protecting life that was given to him by God, be it his own and the life of the woman that he's been entrusted with, and the life of the child that is now in existence because of you, because of their actions. Yeah, you're running, baby. And so how can men be in charge when so much of what happens on a regular basis is the opposite of men being in charge? If children can be killed and men have no say so and can't do anything about it, then they aren't in charge. And that's not the order in which God set up for us to have. That's not the way that things are supposed to be. That's not the way that we're supposed to live. We're supposed to do better than that, man. So we have to reject passivity. And then the second thing that it said was like to accept responsibility. These are our responsibilities as men, to enact and carry out the will of God, to have his kingdom come and be here on earth as it is in heaven, which isn't one where destruction of life and stuff like that exists. So we have to accept that responsibility. The third one was to lead courageously. And that's interesting to me because courage only comes from the presence of something to be fearful being in existence. So telling the truth, saying what people don't want to hear is something that typically people would like to avoid, myself included. However, I like to err on the side of saying what needs to be said, whether it's popular or liked or not, right? There are some instances where even I have a reluctancy to say or do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. But for the most part, I love truth more than I love somebody else's feelings, or more than I love myself. Even if I'm doing the wrong thing, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why? I'm not over here trying to stack up lies, because lies is lies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't get down like that. TTmT appreciate you. Wait a minute. TTmT all right. And so, yeah, guys, we need to do better. We need to accept responsibility. We need to reject passivity. And we need to lead courageously, which means we need to not be afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear, but courage is knowing that there's something to fear and standing up in the face of that in the first place. That's one quote on that. I'll speak on that, and then that I heard, and then we'll wrap this up here. Who was that? Boston, appreciate you coming through. So there was this quote that was, I think it was from Mark Twain. He used to be in the bathroom at this Longhorn I used to work at, and it was saying that courage comes from knowing that somebody else has your back. When you know that somebody else has your back, you tend to be less fearful in most anything that you could possibly do, right? For instance, you know, in a fight, you can be a little bit more courageous knowing somebody had your back. And in life in general, I think you'd be a little bit more courageous just knowing somebody had your back. Now, interesting side note is that God has our back all the time. But I don't know. I don't think we recognize that fact as well as we could or should. But that also goes into the fact that we got to have each other's back in order to help each other be and feel more confident in this life, with the things that we go through, the trials we enter into, and the things we have to endure. So with that being said, you know, men, let's step it up. Let's do better. Let's be better. The world needs us. God wants to use us. Let's handle our responsibility. Let's do what we need to do. All right. Mimi, thank you for coming through. And look like some type of face or something. Join. Anyway, appreciate you. Thank you, anybody and everybody who came through and spent a little time with your boy. Keep doing this until we start getting people in the chat to start leading the conversations, because I mean, I could ramble, but I much more rather be engaging with you, because the whole purpose of this is to talk to you, to hear from you, to know what's going on in your life, what's happening on your side of town. I'd love to relate and share with you what it is that I got going on. But most people don't get on the internet per se to hear what I got going on. And I didn't get on the internet to really talk about what I got going on, even though I don't mind. But I do want to hear about what's going on and what's happening in your life. So we're going to keep doing this. We're going to eventually get it going. People going to start talking about their lives, what's going on, what's happening on their side of town. Because I know that you got something to talk about. I know you're having good days. I know you're having bad days. I know you're having medium days. You're having all types of stuff going on. And I know this. Okay, I'm a Uber and Lyft driver. I talk to people every day, and everybody got something going on. I know. But it's all good. It's all good. Thank you guys for coming though, and hearing me ramble. And you know, it'll get greater later. But in the meantime, that's it. That's all. It's your boy, James, aka Dad the Rapper. And aka Dad the Rapper. All right. And catch you guys next week. Hey, my bad also about Friday. I didn't even do the Freestyle Friday last week. I was with my family. And by the time I got back home and remembered, it was too late. But it's all good. This Friday should be back in motion. Y'all have a fantastic evening. Wonderful afternoon. Enjoy your dinner. Kiss your loved ones. That's it. That's all. Good night. Say good night, son. There you go, baby.